Tonight, a major legal earthquake is shaking the foundations of both Silicon Valley and the Department of War. On March 26, 2026, US District Judge Rita Lynn officially blocked the Pentagon's attempt to blacklist the AI giant Anthropic. But to understand how we got here, we have to look back at the chaotic final days of February, a time when the US military was launching its most aggressive operation in decades, Operation Epic Fury. The story begins on February 28, 2026. Under direct orders from the White House, US and Israeli forces launched Operation Epic Fury, a massive multi-domain strike designed to dismantle the Iranian regime's security apparatus. As missiles flew and the region descended into what many called the most significant supply disruption since the 70s, the US military was relying heavily on AI for targeting. Specifically, they were using Anthropic's Claude models, integrated via Palantir's Maven smart system. But behind the scenes, a different kind of war was brewing between the Pentagon and Anthropic's headquarters. While the strikes on Iran were intensifying, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth issued a stunning ultimatum. He demanded that Anthropic remove its safety guardrails, specifically the restrictions that prevent Claude from being used for mass domestic surveillance and fully autonomous lethal weapons. The Pentagon's logic: in the heat of Operation Epic Fury, they argued they needed full flexibility and that a private company shouldn't have veto power over military operations. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei refused. He stated that current AI models simply aren't reliable enough for life and death autonomous decisions, and that domestic surveillance is a violation of fundamental rights. The response was swift. At 5 p.m. on Friday, February 27, Secretary Hegseth officially designated Anthropic a national security supply chain risk, a label usually reserved for foreign adversaries like FI. This wasn't just a cancelled contract. Hegseth's order declared that any contractor doing business with the military was prohibited from using Anthropic. It was, as one legal brief put it, attempted corporate murder. President Trump doubled down on Truth Social, labeling Anthropic a woke AI company that was putting American lives at risk during a time of war. Anthropic fired back with a massive lawsuit, claiming the government was retaliating against them for their views on AI safety, a clear violation of the First Amendment. Judge Rita Lynn's 43-page ruling did not mince words. She called the government's actions Orwellian and noted that there was zero evidence Anthropic was a genuine security threat. In fact, she pointed out that the government had already granted Anthropic top secret clearances and $200 million in contracts. The judge concluded that the Pentagon wasn't protecting the supply chain, they were punishing a company for speaking out against the government's policy. She issued a preliminary injunction, restoring the status quo and allowing Anthropic to stay in the federal game, at least for now. The injunction is currently stayed for 7 days to allow the administration to appeal as Operation Epic Fury continues to reshape the map of the Middle East. This legal battle is reshaping the future of AI. Can a tech company hold on to its ethics during a time of war? Or does the national security label give the government the power to seize control of any technology it deems necessary? This is the first time a US company has been targeted this way. An outcome will set the precedent for the next century of warfare.